Hello, my friends. This is Brent Wilcox talking to you from Spokane, Washington. I'm starting a video blog to talk about family history and why it might be a good idea for every one of us to do a family history and some of the things that I've learned along the way that just might help you. I'm going to talk about some of my earlier ancestors and give you some examples of what you can run across quite by accident just because no one's ever asked those questions before or looked in the different areas where those facts and answers might lie. I think one of the things that I want to tell you is that in this blog series, I don't know how many episodes there'll be, but there'll be lots of different things to talk about. And I'm going to talk with you about some of the things I've found that were completely unknown and surprising to me along the way. And that's one of the cautions I want to give anybody doing research in their family history. Be ready to accept or find or acknowledge that something really surprising has happened. I know in my own family history, I have found instances of murder. I have found instances of promiscuity, of all things, and double relatives, something called double relatives. And I'll talk about that in future episodes as I go along. Now, I'm not a certified genealogist, but I have been doing this for almost 40 years, 35 years, I guess. And so I'm all self-taught. Most of us are self-taught, but there's always something to learn. So in these blogs, I'll put a little description of it on on YouTube about what the topic will be, and I promise to keep them short. I've looked at a lot of YouTube videos, and my only complaint about many of them is that they go on too long. People drone on and on and on. So I'll try and keep it short and to the point so it's not too hard to listen to. Now this recording is coming up on to about 2.5 minutes, so I've got to get on the stick here and show you some of the things that I have found. Now, one of the things you're going to want to work on is your pedigree. That's a chart that sort of shows all of your genealogical family history lines all the way down through history to you. And it doesn't really make any difference to anybody else sometimes than yourself about that pedigree chart. And it even sounds kind of elitist to call it pedigree. It's just your family tree. That's all it is. But when you get a call or a letter from a cousin or a niece or a nephew who's doing a school project on their family history and they want to know, Uncle Brent, how do I fit in? How do I become part of the family and know about more about the things that have happened along the way to make us what we are? And that's what we do genealogy for, is to find our place in history and help others find their places in history too. It's not a religious thing. It's not a part of anybody's particular code or anything mystical. This is history. History has happened, and you'll be surprised about what you find. So come along on this journey with me, and in the next few weeks, we'll discover things to do. Now, I'll even drop some names about some of my common ancestors, and I'll make sure I put those in the title. So if you're looking for something, who knows, maybe we're related. And we'll talk about those chance relationships. We'll even touch about some of the mystic qualities. I call it that because it's really hard to understand, I think. And that is DNA research and how you can find your history that way. So stay tuned. Keep abreast of what's going on. Subscribe to this channel, and you'll get notices or be able to find us easily in the future. Thanks again. Again, it's Brent Wilcox coming your way. This is coming to you from Spokane, Washington. The state of Washington, way up there in the northwest corner. No, it's not Seattle. No, thank God it's not Portland, but it's the foothills. I call it the foothills of the Rockies. See you again.